Alright, so you've decided to run Vecna Eve of Ruin for your D&D party, but you've read the book and you've noticed it's a bit of a mess. Well, don't worry. I've already been running the book, I've been running the campaign, and I've already stepped in all the quicksand, so I'm here to tell you where the pitfalls are and how to avoid them. Today we're going to go over Session 0 and the things you need to prep as a DM before you start running your campaign. In my opinion, you don't need to read the entire book to be able to start running. The things that you need to read and understand before you start your first session are what Vecna's plan is, and all this stuff that I'm going to say is right at the beginning of the book, what Cass's plan is. Read the little chapter summaries so that you have like an idea of the basic outline of the story. There is a mechanic in there about learning secrets, and then there's a mechanic about having a link to Vecna. And those two things kind of go together. The link to Vecna makes your party have like visions of Vecna, and like they can tell that they're somehow connected with Vecna. And storyline wise, it's the reason why when the three wizards cast their wish spell, that your party gets sucked there. It's really just like a narrative thing more than anything else. So the secrets mechanic is that at certain times, dealing with NPCs throughout the game, your party is going to learn secrets. And because Vecna's whole ritual is based around gathering secrets, and he's the god of secrets, and he's using the power of secrets to channel into his ritual of remaking, secrets hold power in this game. And your party can whisper any of their gathered secrets to the wind, and the memory of those secrets gets sucked out of your party's mind, but everybody in the party has advantage on D20 rolls for a minute. That's pretty powerful. And then at the end of the game, when they get to the final dungeon, they'll be able to spin those secrets to give themselves a better chance of stopping Vecna. I personally think that this mechanic, while it sounds pretty cool, is pretty weak. So I am doing a thing with my party where I asked them each to tell me a secret of their characters that if it got out would ruin their character's life. I have not told them how it's going to affect the game mechanically. They probably all think it's for narrative reasons, which is good in my opinion, because if Vecna's got a secret, you're not always going to have all the information. So what I'm going to do is, if they end up telling the party their secret, it is going to end up like empowering Vecna, and then anybody who still has their secret at the end, I'm going to use their own personal secrets to power those things that are going to help them stop Vecna. And then if you watch my fixing Vecna video, I'll link it at the end. I'm going to have like memories of their lives pop up in like shards of rips in space-time, and anybody whose secrets haven't been revealed are going to be revealed here. You need to know the secrets mechanic if you're going to use it. Feel free to use the mechanic the way that I'm doing it. As far as Session 0 goes, there's two ways basically that they give you to start your party for this campaign. You can either use characters you already have, which a lot of the modules end around level 10, 11, 12. Icewind Dale would be a great one to use because I think it ends at level 11 or 12. As far as figuring out why your party's together, you already have a built-in backstory, you got tons of history. To me, this is probably the more fun and more smooth way to transition, because it's like whatever they finished in the other campaign, this thing Vecna's doing to remake the entire multiverse is like a good next step as far as like elevating the tension and the danger so that it's bigger than what they did before. The other way is you can start your party at level 10 with new characters. I would not try to do that with brand new players. Running a new character is hard already. Building your first character and learning the rules is hard already. Building a 10th level character is a large task for a new player. I probably wouldn't really run this for brand new players. I would definitely use experienced players. But what it does is it gives you a list of like the adventurers' backstories, and it has like a D6 table. So my party all wanted to write their own backstories, and I think that most people are going to feel the same way. So I wouldn't worry about that. What they ended up doing is there's another chart that gives you like a D6 chart for reasons why the party's in Neverwinter. So we started with new characters at level 10, but it was experienced players. So they each wrote their own backstories, and they talked about like some of their times that they've had together as an adventuring party. And then they just chose one of those reasons to be in Neverwinter from the chart. So that's probably how it'll end up going if you're trying to do that. Most people aren't going to just want to pick their backstory from a table. If they do, that's fine, but in my experience, this is probably how it's going to go. I do like for my parties, when I do session 0, for at least to have 1 or 2 strong connections to other members of the party. Even if we're starting at level 1, I want them to have history together. But this book does a good job of saying, like, you guys are level 10, you've been a party for most, if not all of that time, so your party already has a good reason to know each other. And the book does have a mechanic to where if they're like level 7, 8, 9, it gives you like advice on how to scale down the first chapter so that they can get up to speed. Just get your party together. If they're new, have them pick a reason to be in Neverwinter, and it should run pretty smooth. I'm going to do the first dungeon under the mausoleum in the graveyard on my next video. If you want to see my major fixes for the whole campaign, the broad strokes, or my fixes for Vecna, I'll link those videos here. If you are interested in seeing us live play this game on Discord, I will link that video as well. It's a pretty fun game. We didn't stream our first session because we didn't talk about it, but we'll pick up like halfway through the first dungeon if you feel like watching that. It's a fun time, but stick with me, follow these videos, and we'll get through this campaign together.